Hi Gemini, this is your monthly reading for the month of June for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Please keep in mind that this is a general reading and this is not going to resonate with every single Gemini out there. Also want to just say happy birthday to all of my Geminis out there. All right, you guys. So, what is happening for my Geminis for the month of June? We have the Three of Swords, the Chariot, the Two of Cups, the Ace of Swords, the Nine of Cups, Strength, and the Queen of Staves. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Coins. All right, Gemini. For the month of June, I'm kind of getting this feeling that a lot of you guys, the stuff that, with that Three of Swords, it almost feels like you're letting something go that you once were mentally and emotionally torn between, where you felt mentally and emotionally stuck. It's almost as if you kind of get this feeling of it's because I get this sense that you understand that it was stopping you. These beliefs and these thoughts, these feelings that you had that were connected to a trigger, something from the past. There was something here that took place, Gemini, that kept you feeling like you were stuck in the past in your mind. And it had something to do with some kind of a relationship or something where it almost feels like you've lost something. And it almost gets this feeling too that it could have happened so quickly that you never really, maybe you didn't catch up with it, if that makes sense. So sometimes when we have events in our past where it's like one thing happened after another, and it was like a chain reaction to where so many things was falling apart in your life all at once that you didn't have the time to really process it. You had to just keep going. You had to just keep moving forward in it. But you were always focusing on what could bring you joy or happiness, and that was always one of your strengths. You've always worked towards being better or achieving something in the long run. There's something that you are thinking about, whether that's a goal, it's like some kind of goal, but it's like a goal for you specifically. And it's like you keep working towards it, even when you've gone through so many other things that you were afraid that it's almost like you are rationally understanding that the stuff that did maybe occur in the past, you need to let it go so that you can continue to progress now. Because whatever this is, I get this sense that some of you, you're missing this sense of passion or the sense of enjoyment, though. Like, whatever has happened in your past, Gemini, it has caused some of you guys to really hold back, to really not be able to enjoy the things that you once did. So I get that this feeling that some of you guys, you're trying to find your passion again in life, and you're trying to do it through finding new ways that you think will make you happy, and you just keep going for it. And I keep getting with this Ace of Coins that maybe you are open to always trying out new things or new beginnings, because Geminis can be very known for the diversity of the things that they know. So some of you guys, this could be studying stuff or doing something that you enjoy, and you always start off learning and then maybe you continue doing other avenues. So it's like you're always learning new things. And one of the things that I'm kind of getting the sense of too is some of you guys are aware that whatever this is with this connection, I'm getting there's a choice that you made in your life. And whatever this choice was, you made this choice out of this fear or out of this sense that maybe that this wouldn't pay off, that this isn't actually stable. And so a lot of you guys, maybe now you're looking at this and you're questioning the decisions that you've made. And so I'm getting that whatever that was for you guys, I'm getting the sense that some of you guys are no longer wanting to, like, you want to go out. You want to explore. Some of you guys feel like you need to change up your routine. You need to change up something in your life. So for the month of June, what I'm really getting for you guys is a lot of you are trying to work through your pain and letting something go in the past, but you're trying to also keep yourself occupied with new adventures or trying to find ways to, again, re-spark this passion that you have, because it feels like you almost get the sense that you're lacking in something. Like maybe you're trying to run away from something that you felt like could have robbed your joy. But I just keep getting this sense, Gemini, that there's something here that you really want to work on. There's something here that you really want to create, but you just don't know about how to go about it yet. There's also this sense of, like, you have the courage to do it, but there's still this little bit of hesitancy. And I keep getting the sense that it's because you knew that you were hurt in the past about something, and it had something to do with the choice or a decision that you've made. It could have done something with another individual, but whatever this was for my Geminis, I'm getting this sense that it really wounded you, and you feel like it's a thorn in your side, and it has been for a while, and it's like you're trying to pull that thorn out. So let's pull some clarifiers here. Oops. Yeah, it just feels like everything was just kind of messy. Like you came down to, maybe you had to make quick decisions too. Maybe you didn't have the luxury of taking your time on making certain decisions, because maybe you had a time frame or you had some kind of limit. There was something that happened here in your past, Gemini, where maybe you had to either maybe you just made a quick decision, or you had no choice but making quick decisions. But you put a lot of hard work into stuff, and you're afraid that, you know, because you put in all this hard work and it didn't work out in the way that you wanted it to. And in fact, you could have even felt kind of abandoned, or you could have felt like you were all by yourself in this situation. It kind of made you become maybe a little bit nostalgic about the old times or about something in your life. But it feels like something about your childhood, where going back to where you felt this sense of abandonment, or you sense this sense of lack, because it's almost like this familiar place that you once been to. And I think that whatever this situation was, it's almost like all it did was all it did was bring attention to your childhood wound that was a deep wound. I almost feel like you dealt with somebody that hit your Chiron, the comet. Like, if a lot of you guys don't know about astrology, try and find where your Chiron is, because I'm almost getting that whenever you learn about your Chiron, it's going to help you be able to heal whatever this past wound was that is still imprinting you, that's still hurting you, because it almost feels like you came across a person or you came across an event that was something that you were wounded with in childhood, because your Chiron is like this wounded healer. And I feel like some of you guys, that's exactly what's happening, is you're in the process of healing a part of you, that wounded healer part of you. Because I'm getting this sense that it had something to do with, it felt like somebody just robbed your joy. It really did. It felt like somebody just took something from you, like they broke your heart. They could have stomped on it. There's something here. But wherever your Chiron is, I'm getting that is one of the issues that you are having at this time. Because whatever this was for you guys, this has now made you say to yourself, I need to find my happiness. I need to go where I feel like I can. Because again, even though you feel like somebody robbed you of a piece of you, somebody took away maybe your joy. I just keep getting, you're feeling this lack of enthusiasm in life. And even when you hang around other people, it's like you feel kind of lonely. Like, yeah, you have a good time with people, Gemini, and maybe you feel like you're having a good time, but there's still something missing. There's still something off. And you can't quite put your finger on it, and it's because you feel like somebody just stole from you. So this Six of Pentacles just like slingshot off the table. And I'm getting this feeling that whatever this was, you felt like it was so unfair, so unjust, that it just impacted you very deeply. And again, I keep getting this sense that it robbed a part of this essence. It's almost like you even became even more tired after whatever this event was. Almost like you're a little bit more fatigued than you once were. Like you feel trapped. You feel stuck in this energy, and it's an uncomfortable energy. But everybody on the outside, they see how well you're doing. They think you're doing fine, but there's this part of you that feels like you're missing something. Yeah, there's a part of you that's guarded because you feel like you were so badly injured and you don't even know how to maybe even fully describe this feeling, because how can you explain to somebody, I feel like this person took a part of my light or a part of my essence. It's almost like somebody robbed me of, it's like someone just stole something from me internally, but I don't know what it is. I don't know how to explain it, but there's like a hole in me. And it hurts, and it feels like every time I try to heal it, I feel like I can't. And I feel like I can help other people when they have gone through similar things, but I feel like I can't. What's wrong with me? And I'm telling you, there's something about your Chiron here. And that's what I'm getting. It's this feeling of like you're defensive about something because you don't really know how to even describe it. There's something that you're guarding, you're trying to protect, because again, that's a deep core wound that somebody struck. And you've been healing and working on yourself almost ever since. And you've been trying to be better. But again, there's like this sense of fatigue. There's this sense of enthusiasm. Like you're not as excited anymore. You're a lot more tired. You feel like all of your mental capacity, it almost is like decreased, because it feels like it's like taking all of your time. It's like it's taking your energy. It's like this big black hole inside of you that keeps sucking the life out of you. And it's because there is that gaping hole in you that needs to be acknowledged. And I feel like it's hard to acknowledge it because it almost feels like it can consume you. It's like a deep emotional wound. And I feel like maybe you've been triggered by other people. Other individuals had influence over this. I feel like you could have, it's like, again, there's just this sense of lack of not having the energy or having the ambition or the drive, but there's still this willpower that I sense inside of you that wants to heal this. And maybe you've gone to therapy, or maybe you've gone to other types of ways of healing to work on this, but it almost gets this sense like it's not working, but you still hold on to the hope that you're going to heal it. So I don't know if this is going to resonate for every Gemini, but that's really just, this is what I'm getting, guys. This is a deep reading. Yeah, because this is like, it messes with you on a, what I'm getting to is this could have messed with your finances even in the past, but with that 10 of Pentacles, it almost feels like this messed with your, even with your physical body, like you as a person. This has impacted your health. This has impacted even perhaps your finances. This is something about your home life where it feels like something was unstable, but something has shooken you to your core. And I feel as though a lot of you, you've tried to figure out the answers. You've been patient. You've been trying to get what you can to understand why you have this burden. Why do you feel this way? It's like somebody just robbed you of your joy. And no matter how many times you've tried to talk to somebody about this, or you try to figure this out in your mind, and you've gone through it over and over again, you feel this lack of stability still inside of yourself, but as well as your surroundings and where you are. Like a lot of my Geminis, perhaps you just don't feel very safe. And I'm not necessarily saying that it's like maybe you feel safe home when you're home, but you feel this instability inside of yourself. It's like there's like a storm inside of you that only you can acknowledge, and no one else around you seems to be able to see it. And if they do, they don't really seem to acknowledge it to you. And it feels like you almost feel this sense of loneliness trying to heal this part of you. And you just feel confused, and you feel like you're broken or something's wrong with you, but there's nothing wrong with you. I think that you were dealing with an energy vampire. I think you were dealing with somebody who hit your Chiron. They hit your core wound. There is something inside of you that has this fear of rejection or abandonment, being afraid of, it's like no matter how many times you try to run away from it, it just keeps following you. And it's like you feel like you're running out of choices on how to heal it and how to work through it. But it's just because you are meant to heal others and meant to help others with this issue, with this core wound. And I feel like you will understand what it is. But if you are into astrology, or if you understand astrology, look at your natal chart, figure out where your Chiron is, and read about it, learn about it, because I feel like that's going to set you on a better path, and you're going to be able to help you get through this. This is an interesting reading, you guys. I did not see it going this way. But let me know if this resonates for you guys, because I feel like this can only be for certain Geminis. This is definitely not for every Gemini, but I understand something like this. I've been working on my Chiron as well with core wounding, and it is not an easy task. It's not for the weak. So let's see. We have trickery. Yeah, I was sensing that somebody or something could have tricked you guys. Another issue that I'm also getting with you is I feel like you're workaholic or wanting to run around, like distracting yourselves. could be a part of how you cope. So when you learn about your Chiron, it will tell you probably ways on how sometimes people try to cope with the issues that they have. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, it's like you're constantly working, but it's almost like you're burning yourself out because, again, there's not this passion. You're not ignited in that fire. The fire is like your core. So I feel like your solar plexus, it's like whoever this was took your power away and you allowed them to take your power. So now it's almost like you have to take your power back in order to really heal yourself. Some of you guys, maybe one of the issues that you were dealing with was that you didn't trust your instinct at whatever this situation was. Maybe you went against your better judgment. Maybe deep down inside you knew that this situation wasn't right, and maybe you overrided it, and maybe that's one of the issues that you have as well, is having a hard time letting it go. Maybe you beat yourself up over something in the past that you cannot change, and it's because you're looking back at it in a new way to where you can see where maybe you've really messed up or caused something to maybe go the way it did. But you have to understand too that that's just a learning experience, and that you don't have to beat yourself up over it, and that you need to learn to be kinder to yourself. Because I feel like a lot of you guys have been praying for messages or praying for some kind of information or some kind of answer. And I feel like a lot of you guys just pay attention to your surroundings, pay attention to even nature, things like that. Something is going to click in your mind where you're going to understand something and it's going to make more sense for you. And I'm also getting as well is that with that renewal, it's like you're going to be stronger and a better person for this. But one of the issues that's blocking you is also there's a lot of emotions there. Grief is a very complex thing because it's more than just sadness. It's like anger, bitterness, resentment. All of this stuff is like mixed inside. Love, sadness. It's just all one jumbled up mess when it comes to grief. And it's like it takes time sometimes to grieve. So I feel like whatever this loss was for you or whatever this situation was, it felt like it was unfair. It didn't seem like it was right the way that it went down. And some of you've just had a really hard time to process it. And it's been hard for you to really even fully understand why this happened to you or why certain things had occurred. And it's because, sometimes we just don't understand it until we're way far away from it, and we can see like 10 years from now, sometimes we'll understand the whole picture. But sometimes while we're in the middle of making that picture for ourselves in our life, we don't know what's going on. And I think that's kind of sometimes that issue, but your higher self always knows what's happening and what's going on because it always sees the bigger picture. So I think for a lot of us, it's like some of you guys maybe get caught up in the details, you get caught up in the situation and you're not seeing it as clearly as you could because of this grief, all of these emotions that are tied to whatever this wound was. But once you start to heal, once you start to allow yourself to work through it, what's going to happen for you is you're going to have moments of enlightenment, moments of, oh, so this is why this happened. And that's how I did this. And so what's going to happen is you're going to understand more about yourself and about why and how the universe works. And then in return, you're going to help other people. I get the sense as well, Gemini, that a lot of you guys are going to learn to start expanding, not only in your mind and your emotions, but you're also going to be expanding in areas of your life. You're going to be changing different aspects of your life because of these experiences. And it's like you're growing and you're expanding and you are becoming more of an inspiration to some people. People are starting to see you change and heal and do things for the better. So a lot of you guys are working really hard to bettering yourselves. And for a lot of you, you just have to learn to be kind and patient with yourself. Give yourself those breaks when you feel like you need to. Don't always be overextending yourself. You have to learn to really go within and calm the storm within so that you can actually calm not only your external world, but also just your life in general. It doesn't need to be complicated. And I feel like for some of you guys, your life can be complicated. And especially for the month of June, you really need to learn to try and find that perfect balance between not overextending yourself and also not overworking yourself. So, resting and working, and also being able to say no when you feel like you need to rest. And pay attention to people. If you talk to somebody and then you feel more emotionally or mentally drained after seeing them, then you should start distancing yourself for some time so that you can heal and recover and grow, and give yourself that space so that you can actually listen to yourself more and be able to work through these issues. So that's what I have for my Geminis for the month of June. This is definitely not going to resonate for every Gemini, but if it does, leave a comment below letting me know. So thank you guys so much. I hope you have a great and wonderful day. Happy birthdays to all my Geminis out there and all of you that already had them. Thanks. Bye.